Hello everybody, hope everybody's having a good day. As you can see clearly, we're coming into the Christmas season, and I'm certainly putting on more layers as the videos keep coming out. We're definitely past the nicest time of the year. Pretty soon it's going to be time for my annual paw wax versus booties video, but let's not push too far into the winter yet. I received a lot of feedback and some questions about my video from my trip to Nova Scotia, where I showed you guys how I stay very organized in the van with the bins and the type of stuff that I take when I travel with the dogs. And I thought today I would sort of extend on that idea, and I'll show you how we stay so organized at home with the dogs, because in my opinion, staying organized is crucial to having a nicely trained dog. And that means organizing your training, but if you don't want your home to be a jumbled mess, owning a dog comes with a lot of stuff. And staying organized, especially when you have 3 dogs, staying organized is certainly key. So let's tell you what, I'll meet you back at my place and you can see how Chris and I stay organized with the dogs. Well, we're back here at the homestead, and as you can see, the dogs are well organized. So our dogs are not always on place, obviously, but if I've got something to do around the house and I just don't want to keep an eye on the dogs, I don't want to have to crate the dogs, and they'll just go to their beds. But even their beds, everything's structured in our dogs' lives. That's why they're so well behaved, because they know the rules and the expectations of our home, and they respect those. They've been trained. They know what we expect from them, and they're great dogs. But let's talk a little bit about the organization back here. So this is still the last half of our kennel area. So if you've seen previous videos, then this whole area used to be a kennel area where we had room to board dogs, but I've changed it out, and now part of the room is a music studio, but this is still our kennel area for our dogs. So as you can see, we've got our 3 crates down there, Chickpea and Penny and all these crates. Up here, this is more for my business stuff. So I've got e-collars that have arrived and are waiting to go to training appointments. And I usually have another container full of e-collars that are in stock. Back here, this is our grooming bin. So all of our grooming tools are in here, and towels and things like that we have to wipe the dogs down. And if it's a rainy, muddy day and we got to clean the dogs up, then we wash the towels, we fold them neatly, and we put them back in the bin because we're very organized here. So all the grooming tools are in there. I keep some treats here for training and hanging out with the dogs. And we've got our grinder here as well for doing the dogs' nails. Back here, if you can see, this is our e-collar charging station. So we've got all the plugs set to go, so we can just bring e-collars over and charge them up when the batteries die. And then here we've got all our bins, so each dog has their own bin. Unfortunately, all these little label has fallen off, but we've got our bins here. And then in each dog's bin is basically all of their gear. So like in Chickpea's bin, we've got like her winter coats and things like that aren't needed right now. I've got a backpack. Medications such as our flea and tick and things like that will be in here, spare leash, toys, all that kind of stuff. So anything that is specific to each one of our dogs, because each of our dogs has their own stuff, right? Each of our dogs has their own like jackets and their own leashes. Speaking of leashes, as you can see, we've got our nice leash wall here where we've got each dog has their leash and collar hanging separately, and then I've got my little running leash here. We've got a couple of old training tabs, and then these are all the spare collars that we have used with our dogs that we're not currently using. So like some flat collars over here, Chickpea's prong collar that I don't really use anymore. Also, I keep my little headlamp here, so when I go out, when I take the dogs out in the yard at night, I've got my headlamp so that I can pick up their poo and see what's going on. So that hangs right by the door, so I can just pick it up and put it on when I go out. Back here, so the reason I got Chickpea's bin out, back here is our treat bin, and I just stocked up on treats. So we've got all kinds of stuff, litter treats in here, and then I bought some duck feet for the dogs, and I've got some chicken necks, and we've got some delicious chicken hearts. I'm assuming they're delicious. I don't eat them, so I don't know. But we have a treat bin, and that stays right back there. So yeah, everything is nice and organized. That way we know where everything is. And then the rest of these bins are all like sort of stock for my business. So training collars and long lines and different things that I keep. And we even have this nice little funky bin here that's got all our spare poo bags. So if you run out of poo bags, you can just grab one. Also, if you just want to run out the door and shove a poo bag in your pocket, then we have a roll here, a little dispenser roll. So sometimes I'll throw a couple of these in my pocket when I take the dogs out in the yard, and it's easy to pick up. And all of this stuff, even like spare grinder heads for the little Dremel tool for doing their nails. All of the dogs' tags are in here, and just basically everything that we need every day for the dogs is right here. It's nice and organized. We know where everything is. Because Ollie's such a little dude, he's got jackets and things that like I regularly use, so all his jackets are in here, but everything is easy access and we know right where it is. There's no looking at our house. Nobody says like, where'd you put this or where'd you put that? Like even here I've got our poo bag holder, so even the poo bags just hang there. Everything that we need is right here. It's nice and easily accessible to us. All the dogs' leashes and collars, we're organized, but that's kind of who I am in life in general. Everything is very organized in my life. I like things that way. It's also what makes me a good dog trainer, because dog training is about being very organized and structured and repetitive, and that's the kind of person I am. So what might drive one person crazy is like my bread and butter, if that makes sense. So yeah, thought I'd share a little bit about how we keep things organized, but like I'm a bin guy. I love bins. So things don't have to be super neat and tidy in the bin itself, but the fact that everything's in a bin keeps things neat and tidy in and of itself. All right, so hopefully that gave you maybe some ideas of how you want to organize things at your house so that you're not always looking for the leash or the collar or where'd you put this or where'd you put that, you know. But keeping things nice and organized, and definitely if you have more than one dog, keeping things organized is going to help you so much. Okay guys, so hopefully that gives you some ideas of how you can organize your dog stuff as well. And until the next video, hopefully you get out and do some training with your dog. Just hang out, have a good time, and enjoy your dog. Is that not why we have dogs? To enjoy their company? That's why I have them. Okay guys, take care.